Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies, November 8, 2025. We are live right now to tell you about the plot organized between Iran and Venezuela and Mexico to end the life of the ambassador of Israel in Mexico. You won't believe what we're going to tell you tonight. All the information we bring, all the details of this mega intelligence operation, which, thank God, did not go through. The ambassador is fine. Family, likes, comments, let's begin. Very good evening, family. Does it look like clickbait or a movie? Today, November 8th, well, yesterday. Here in Europe, it's already November 7th, 2025. We already knew the news that Iran was planning to end the life of Ina Iran Nagar. And who is the Israeli ambassador to Mexico? Get ready for tonight's show. Don't miss it. You're going to be amazed by the connections between Maduro, Venezuela, and the embassy. We'll see everything and look at images. You're going to be amazed by the show we've prepared tonight here on Military Strategies. But please, if you haven't subscribed, which I don't think is the case, but just to remind you, you know I'm super insistent about this. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 300,000. We're on our way to making history in the world of communication. With you, Military Strategies, for more than 2 years now, working every day. To tell you, to bring to your home, wherever you are, anywhere. The truthful information about what's happening in the world and what no one dares to tell. Out of fear, pressure, money, or lack of values. None of that here. It applies. We will always tell the truth, always what's happening, always what's going on, no matter what it is. For better or for worse. It's been our motto since day one, and that's how it's going to stay. First and foremost, the most important thing of all. Sending a big hug to the entire diplomatic team of Israel and Mexico, and to the entire diplomatic team of Israel all over the world. And encourage them a lot, given the situation that we had known about for some time. But that is now confirmed, a plan to put an end to Israeli diplomatic personnel abroad. Today's program will cover the responsible unit in Iran, its location, members, activities, funding, and operations. And what connections are there between Nicolas Maduro's Venezuela and this plot? Trying to take down the Israeli ambassador in Mexico. Don't miss it. Your likes, your comments, let's get started. All right. And now this video? We used to start with this video. And it's not just any video. It's clearly a video from Iran with a series of drones. Quite unsettling. These aren't ordinary drones. According to the latest report that has been provided, that has been leaked, Iran may have supplied drones like these. What do you see here? With a range of over 1,000 kilometers, but they hide a surprise under their fuselage. I want you to take a good look at it. Pay attention. In this image, a missile is fired from the drone, an air-to-air missile. In other images, you can see the same drone carrying free-fall bombs or air-to-ground missiles. It is estimated that Iran may have provided Venezuela with this type of weapon. In which ones? Careful. We shouldn't underestimate them. They could put a civilian or even a military aircraft in trouble. Let no one be confused about this. Even though it's not today's main topic, I wanted to put it out there. I wanted to mention it. so we can understand the current situation in the Caribbean Sea. And that's where we're going again today. Trying to take out the ambassador. What absolute madness. Soon I hope that the person involved herself, Mrs. Ambassador of Israel, will be here to discuss military strategies. We are going to invite her officially. We are going to make an official invitation for her to come and tell us what she can share and to tell us how she feels. When has Iran conducted an international intelligence operation to eliminate her? But in the meantime, let's watch an interview or some statements that Madam Ambassador has made regarding this topic. And let's see what she tells us. Let's watch the video.
There was an attempt to carry out a terrorist attack against me, which fortunately was thwarted. Along with the actions of the Mexican security and intelligence authorities. We are very grateful for this fruitful and successful action. And luckily I'm here. Thank you very much.
I can't help it. Luckily I'm here. Luckily, Mrs. Ambassador Einat is here. She's alive. What do you want me to say? I won't call it fascinating because it's not. It's an attempted assassination of an ambassador. But it's not the first time things like this have happened. And it won't be the last either. Iran's connections in Latin America? That's something we've always talked about, always commented on. Are there any historical precedents on this topic? To be against and to be clear. Attacks in Argentina. The Asociación Mutual Israelita Argentina and the embassy. Years 92 and 94, I think I remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I have countless facts in my head, as you know. And some of them slip away. Connections. Of trainers, military advisors, tutors working in Venezuela, training the guerrillas in the jungle, exchange of military technology equipment. Let's watch this video. The famous Iranian boats with anti-ship missiles that Maduro could use against Trinidad and Tobago, for example, or the missiles that are on the Tehran ships. Drones, ballistic missiles. All of this provided by Iran. There you see it, the launch of an anti-ship missile. Just like the one Venezuela has, launched Trinidad and Tobago. The collaboration has always been close. Very, very close. Take a look. This was last year, 2024. In the month of October, at the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa Congress, which was held in Kazan in Russia, Maduro met with the person you see here.
The Congress, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, at the Congress of...
The Congress of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
At the Congress of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
The one of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. The Congress of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. At the Congress.
The Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, at...
The Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa Congress. The Congress.
Of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
The Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Iran and I are always together.
Iran and Venezuela remain united, and their futures are linked. Fall of Venezuela, fall of Iran. Iran uses Venezuela, and Venezuela uses Iran to launder substances, to transport substances, to carry fuel, with an international embargo. Back and forth. In addition to minerals, human beings. You already know the whole story. We've talked about it many times and we've explained it. I'm not going to repeat myself about this. What we're doing today is going to be one step further. The ambassador officially stated she can't say, doesn't know, or is unaware of all the details. Here on Military Strategies, we have some... I apologize to the ambassador of Israel and Mexico. We were going to share a few things, just a few. For now, we have to do it. That's how it is. That's how the channel is. I'm very sorry, but that's how the channel is. Coyotes in Force Unit. Number 11,000. The mysterious Unit 11,000. Iranian intelligence. The operation began in late 2024. Led by an agent from Unit 11,000. He spent several years managing and recruiting Iranian agents throughout Latin America. From the Iranian embassy in Venezuela. The Iranian embassy in Venezuela. This is starting to get interesting. The Iranian diplomatic corps in Venezuela, responsible for recruiting agents to carry out an attack in Mexico. Why? Why not the Iranian embassy in Mexico? Inside the map. We have prepared a little information about this case. Buckle up, it's going to be a rough ride. Caracas. Embassy of Iran in Caracas. In this place you see, at the top of a small hill, the Iranian embassy is located here. We see satellite communication equipment, this that we're seeing here. We have a large courtyard out back. It looks like a track for training something. I don't know who or what. At first, it seems like a modest building. At least, that's how it looks. But we already know about this place. We only know it's the embassy, nothing more about that place. In this photograph, a Yato toilet up there and Soleimani on the right. Little or nothing else. But what do we know about the unit? 11,000? Let's go. We traveled halfway around the world to Tehran, Iran. In this grid you see here, in this place, it is the headquarters of perhaps the most mysterious unit. Of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, Unit 11,000. Officially, you can write it in chat, generative pre-trained transformer, or wherever you want. It's not going to tell you the exact location where it is. It's going to give you a rough idea. But it won't tell you where it is. I will. Here, down below. But not just anywhere. Underground. Beneath this place is an underground facility. It's the control center for foreign intelligence of Iran. From here, all the sleeper cells, all the operatives, all the agents, all the international deployments that Iran has around the world are controlled from here. Is it this place you're looking at? Exclusive here on Military Strategies for the Hispanic Community. From here, before the year 2024, an operation begins to be orchestrated. To take out an Israeli ambassador abroad. Why? Why? Why an ambassador? Why an embassy? and why in 2024. Do you remember what happened in Syria in 2024? Does anyone remember? I'm sure you do remember. If you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory. That day changed everything. In 2024, something happened. Something that changed the course of the war. Thanks to what happened there, or what happened that day, many people got to know us. Let me remind you, refresh your memory. One of the most viewed videos about military strategies in the history of this channel. That day, what are you going to see now? Something incredible happened. Israel attacked the Iranian consulate in Damascus. These are archived images of military strategies. What happened that day? The target was Mohammad Reza Zahedi. They took him out. Hey, by the way, remember how cool it was when we used to edit videos back in those days? Nothing like what we do now, obviously, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. Well, as I was saying, Israel attacked the Iranian consulate at that time and took it down. What happened next is that Iran launched a missile attack. Israel responded by destroying an S-300 radar. And what about Suajam? The next one is already here. Archive footage. Don't miss it. That show is available in the list of military strategy programs. Can you see it? Can you watch it again? I'll add the link here so you'll have it in the description later. The link to this show will be in the comments, so you can watch it. Of course, just like Israel ends up with Zahedi, they decide then. By the way, right there, in that little square you see, is where Unit 11,000 was in Damascus, which was also attacked by Israel. The safe house that was attacked. That's where a before and after is marked. With this attack, Israel is telling Iran, we're not afraid, we're coming for you, we're at war, let's move forward. Iran, their response is clear. We're going to hurt them abroad. Where can they choose to do it? Hurt them in Europe? They clearly know they can't. Or they haven't been able to do it, although there have been cells that have tried. But one of the softest targets from an intelligence point of view would be in Latin American countries. That's why Argentina suffered before. Why? Argentina, Mexico, Panama, Paraguay, Colombia. They don't have the capacity to respond to an intelligence operation by Iran on their territory. They lack both an air force and the ability to strike back. However, if they do it in a European country, the scandal could be enormous. They are different countries. And it can turn into something incredible. I love watching the footage from that video again because it really was... Are you seeing it there? It was just sublime. Of course. There's nothing better than choosing Mexico. In Mexico, it's easy to hide. It's easy to carry out this kind of mission. And from there, finish off the ambassador. Well, let's keep reading here. Let's keep reading this story because it's really worth it. A United States official. Well, by the time the plan was set in motion, I mean, when the operation was already underway, the recruitment had already been done. The agent, the head of the operation, went back home. He left Venezuela and went back there. They give instructions to carry out, to design every operation right from headquarters. But the question we can ask ourselves now? Unit 11,000 was hiring. From the Venezuelan embassy? Or is there another place involved? Is there another place involved? Is the embassy used directly? No. The embassy is not the place in Venezuela that is used for this operation. Let's go back to the map. Excuse me, because I labeled it as Hispante V. It's not for any reason. It's just that in that building is Hispante V, or was Hispante V. I don't mean please nobody. Nobody should suspect Hispante 5, the Iranian Spanish language television channel, of being related to any kind of counterintelligence. Please don't think badly of Hispantifici. Friends support Hispantifi. All good. Well, in this building, what is this building? Is it this place? This is the Iranian Cultural Center in Caracas. Photographs. This is to look. That's Syria. I don't know why they put that photo there. Well, it doesn't matter. Here you see it. The photograph. Iranian Latin American Cultural Center, an institution responsible for spreading Islamic knowledge and promoting religious cultural exchange among the peoples of Latin America, and from time to time recruits some people for Unit 11,000 of the Quds force, and carry out operations, like trying to take out the Israeli ambassador in Mexico. This is the largest Islamic information site and a platform for Islamic propaganda. Yes, they have set it up all over Latin America to spread Shiism. It's in Latin America, and you need to know this. Sunni mosques, where countries like Saudi Arabia invest a lot of money to spread Sunni Islam. It's mosques. Yes, it's where Iran puts a lot of money so that for nothing more and nothing less than Islam, yes. And between one thing and another, well, there's the war between both religions. Mosque in Argentina and Chile. In Mexico, everywhere there are Islamic centers of these people. We see more images, a light bulb. At least they use energy-saving ones, that's good. We're friends of the environment. And in this, the Iranian ambassador to Venezuela. This is getting interesting. No. Quite interesting. Here it is. Ali Seguin, Ali Seguin. Iran's extraordinary ambassador to Venezuela. He presents his credentials to Nicolas Maduro on June 2, 2025. He earned an economics degree from Imam Sadegh University and a PhD in political science from Iran's Supreme National Defense University. He was Iran's ambassador to India from 2018 to 2022, Iran's ambassador to Cuba from 2011 to 2015, minister counselor at the Iranian embassy in Turkey from 2000 to 2004, and in Brunei from 1994 to 1998. Director General of Economic Diplomacy of Iran since 2022, before his appointment as ambassador to Venezuela. Cuba, Turkey, India. What could go wrong? His appointment came at a time of intensifying relations between Iran and Venezuela, which have always been strong. There's always been that important bond between both regimes. Take a look at this photograph here. Ahmadine Yad with Chavez. Take a look at this mural. On a wall in Venezuela, drone and missile, symbols of power and technology. Are you seeing it there? Always? The shadow of Iran and Venezuela. Of course. They had recruited. All over Venezuela, look where, and also look at those places. Bolivia, Evo Morales, Brazil, Lula, Venezuela, Maduro, Panama, Panama Canal, Nicaragua, Ortega. Having agents in Panama, can they carry out actions against the Panama Canal? Directly interfere in global economic affairs, nothing more, nothing less. But also they can use the Panama Canal to transport their junk around the world. All under the diplomatic umbrella of Iran. By the way, the government of Panama, the people of Panama, are very pro-Israel, and also there's a large Israeli community there. So, the agents of Unit 11,000 will also have set their sights on the Jewish community in Panama. For sure, 100% good, knowing the allies and knowing where the octopus has spread its arms. We should also add Mexico to the list. Where are they in Mexico? Where are the Iranians hiding? In Mexico. Let's go. Embassy of Iran in Mexico. This place already seems a little more up to standard. This complex, you see. Garden, internal reception area, self-sufficient with solar panels. There are also satellite communication systems. And behind, a beautiful garden. That overlooks a valley. The bank of a river or a stream that passes right through here. Behind the building, as you can see, it's multi-story. And in the back, there's a garden. In one of the rooms or in one of the places, there's a kind of garden here. I want you to pay attention to this wall here because most likely looking at the structure of the whole building and the type of construction on a piece of land where what they've done is compact the soil to build on top of it. It's likely that under this concrete structure you're seeing here, because this is reinforced concrete, there's an underground facility below. I'm just leaving it there. The embassy's right next to other embassies from other diplomatic bodies. This should be mentioned here too. There's one from Turkey, one from Switzerland, several others, and some photographs. There it is. We see security cameras, we see a police car. Right here, do you see it? I'll lift our logo up a little bit. By the way, I'd like to mention something regarding image rights. Author of the Military Strategies channel. Because there are people who are stealing our images. Content we spend many hours working on. We've taken serious measures. Unfortunately, some people we had warned multiple times still did it. They did it, and channels have been closed. There are YouTube channels that have been shut down for using our content without our authorization. The military strategies content is just the start. I'm saying that there's still time for those who haven't received a notification from YouTube not to upload our content, or their channel will be shut down. By the way, that's been said. Good. Let's go see it on the street. Embassy of Iran in Mexico? Here it is. This building that we see, this fence is electrified because there's an electricity warning sign here. It looks, I don't know, like a military base in Mexico. Yes, there's a military base at the entrance in Mexico. By the way, you guys should put some cones here. For safety, I'm giving you ideas so you can be safe. But look at their wall. It's spotless, not a single graffiti. No feminist group has gone there to write about Iranian women. No, there's nothing like that. None of that happens here. There's a police car, as you can see, that's obviously guarding all the embassies, the whole diplomatic neighborhood, which is this one here. But that's not where the plot starts. Reportedly, it's Iran's embassy in Venezuela that's involved. And where is the embassy of Israel in Mexico? This is public information. Anyone can find it by searching for the Iran or Israel embassy in Mexico. We're not putting anyone in danger. Please, let's not start with those kinds of comments. I don't know how to define it, but I'm not going to say the word. We know what we're doing. Embassy of Israel. On the other side, this building you see, let's go see it at street level. Don't be scared. This is the front of the Embassy of Israel in Mexico. Notice that it was just when Google was passing by, they were cleaning off the anti-Semitic graffiti. What was there? On the embassy wall? I want you to realize what the situation of the Jewish community in Latin America is. What's happening? What's going on? And how did they have to live? I used to listen a while ago. Like they said, there has to be a police car in front of the door of the Madrid synagogue 24 hours a day. A big hug to the Jewish community in Latin America, especially Mexico, which I know watches us a lot. It's not easy to live like this. It's not easy at all. Let's continue. We have already seen the scenes or the places involved in this story. Now let's see what's next. A United States official stated that the plot to take out the ambassador was active during the first half of 2025, before it was foiled. During the summer, a police operation is carried out in Mexico with the arrest of the agents who were going to carry out the operation to eliminate the ambassador. After a leak, supposedly by someone Secret Service involved. Can you imagine who? Who told the Mexican Secret Service, hey, there are some guys over there. They're trying to take out Person X. Please go and stop them before we have to intervene. The plot was controlled, it says. The plot was controlled and did not pose a current threat, the official stated. Let them tell poor Ambassador Annette, the poor lady ambassador, it was under control. Some guys who wanted to end her life? Let's see, who can sleep like that? Iran's mission to the United Nations declined to comment. Of course, at the United Nations, they only go there to say that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Also, they're occasionally hit by missiles. The spokesperson for the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Oram Marmostan, said that Israel is grateful to the Mexican security and law enforcement agencies for having foiled the plot. The Israeli intelligence and security community will continue to work tirelessly in full cooperation with security and intelligence agencies around the world to thwart the terrorist threats from Iran and its allies against Israeli and Jewish targets around the world Israel also has a long history of operations of this kind. How do you feel about that? How do you feel knowing that Maduro's alliances and that from Venezuela, these kinds of operations are launched? Well, look, see who said it the other day.
Iran has turned Venezuela into its satellite.
Maria Corina Machado, you're also invited to the channel.
Look,
The members of the National Guard, of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the members of the Quds force are operating. They are training people in Venezuela. They provided them with drone technology.
building drones in our country, and they have used the Venezuelan system.
They've used our financial system to launder their assets.
Like Hezbollah.
And other people.
And they have given him
to these agents. This is what we kind of skipped over the other day. But this is where the key lies. This agent, the one from Unit 11,000 and the agents who were involved in this operation, which passport did they use to travel between countries? 10,000 passports issued by Venezuela to potential Hezbollah agents, Iran, and other undesirables. Well, a way to go unnoticed.
passports. Freely move around the world and the Americas, and I insist. This is not thousands of kilometers away. This is 3 hours by air from Sardex.
This is 3 hours by plane to Florida. What reason did she have? Maria Corina? Look, they always say she lies, but then in the end, you see, the truth comes out. There was a plot to try to end her life. Mrs. Ambassador. Crazy. It's crazy. However you see it, it's crazy. Are we clear? 8,000 people? Please, your likes are super important. We're live right now. I want to read your comments. I want to read what you're thinking right now in the chat. Obviously, this has to have some kind of repercussion. There has to be some kind of immediate response. And I'm very worried. I'm very worried about the Jewish community abroad. I've been worried for months. Because of all the movements we're seeing and everything we're learning about. These are very difficult times. Pro-Ortegar. Argentina is well aware of Iranian terror, along with the government. They even took out Dr. Nisman, the judge who exposed the case. It's true, Alfredo, it wasn't Mexican intelligence, it was Mozart. But surely Mozart informed Mexican intelligence. Professional courtesy. Larry in Israel Jai means long live freedom, as Lair says here. Thank you all very much for your greetings and your comments. Thank you very much for the channel, de verdad. I suppose this is a chapter in an open book. It's not the only one we're going to see. Sadly, we'll see more cases like this. What's clear is Maduro's tyranny must end. It has to fall because it's the only way for Iran not to use Venezuela as a satellite. Disconnect these networks from the rest of Latin America and provide security to the citizens. Another reason why Israel will surely get involved with the issue of Maduro. He has intelligence on Maduro, a lot of it. The United States and CIA have access to all this, and of other powers. We'll see. Family, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, please leave your likes, your comments, and we'll see you in the next show here on Military Strategies. A big hug for everyone. I'm Israel Hay.